Some people in Maple Grove are concerned about a level 3 sex offender moving into the area. Police say right now there aren't any level 3 sex offenders living in the city, but that's about to change.
He committed a sexual act of violence to a person that was not known to him.
25-year-old Christopher Ferguson is serving a sentence for forcing a woman to have sex with him. He also robbed the victim. Ferguson has served his time and will be released May 6. When he gets out, he's moving to a home near Annapolis Lane North and Berkshire Lane North. As required by state law, Maple Grove police are letting people know that he's moving into the neighborhood.
This individual has done this. It's bad, but they've also served their time, and also to let people know that there's a system in place that we monitor this individual, track their movements and behavior to hopefully prevent this from ever happening again.
Police are holding a community meeting April 23rd at Maple Grove Middle School at 7 p.m. It's National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. Dispatchers at the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office say there's never a dull moment.
Things are always happening, and we have a very big service area, so we can go from, chasing loose cattle to stabbing or, nasty assault call.
Dispatcher Aaron Coates says Hennepin County has been with Hennepin County for almost 30 years. He says the job requires you to think fast on your feet, multitask, be able to talk to people in a calm voice, even if situations are hectic. Coates says after a stressful call, he will often leave and take a walk to clear his head. One case in Rogers last year still stands out.
Tree service guy was in the backyard doing some work, tree work on a lift, and the lift tipped over into a pond. And two guys got hurt. One guy was pinned underneath the equipment in this pond. The Rogers police chief arrived and had to hold this guy's head, who's pinned under this equipment, had to hold his head above water for a long time until we were able to get rescue people out there.
The Hennepin County Emergency Center is located in Plymouth. It's one of the largest 911 call centers in the upper Midwest. Now, every officer in the Brooklyn Park Police Force is now getting a protective carrier vest, thanks to a generous donation from Living Word Church.
They protect our community, and we've been a part of the Brooklyn Park community for over 30 years. And so it's our heart and our mission here to be a bright spot in this community, to be a blessing to this community, and helping the officers to keep them safe while they keep us safe is really important to us.
The Brooklyn Park Church gave the police department $35,000 to purchase the body armor, which can hold bullet-resistant panels. They also allow for equipment to be attached to them. Without this donation, Brooklyn Park police say they would have had to wait 5 years before they could buy the vest.
Everybody in the department was very happy because that meant we would be able to get it now and everybody could change over at the same time. So not only uniformity, but also some people would end up waiting probably out to 5 years when their current vest and carriers expired.
Brooklyn Park Police have already submitted the purchase order. All 108 officers in the department will get the gear. Hennepin County is improving medians along County Road 81. The $1.3 million project extends through 3 cities in the Northwest Metro. Reporter Meredith Hackler shows us what we can expect.
If you travel down Highway 81 often, you've probably noticed that the medians look like they could use a makeover. Right now, Hennepin County is in the process of updating 5 miles of median on the highway.
What we're doing is we're restoring the landscape primarily in the medians, but also in some of the busier intersections with a mix of hardy perennials, shrubs, and trees that are really well suited to survive in this environment.
The project will also change the soil and add irrigation systems to support the new landscaping. Once the project is done, it will create much less upkeep for the county as well as the cities, who will take over maintenance 3 years after the project is done.
This is an attempt to both install a landscape that's sustainable, that looks nice, and that ultimately requires less maintenance over time than the existing turf, which has to be mowed periodically.
This $1.3 million project is expected to wrap up around June 30th, with routine maintenance following after. Now, if you're someone who travels on Highway 81, you can expect to see some lane closures once planting begins. However, they will only be temporary and they will not be taking place during rush hour. In Crystal, Meredith Hackler, CCX News.
Now, Easter is here, and we all know that chocolate is a big part of the holiday. One old-fashioned chocolate shop has festive candies of all sizes to add to Easter baskets. From mini chocolate bunnies to ones that weigh up to 5 pounds. I want one of those. The Painted Turtle in Osseo has a variety of candy gifts for the holiday that are unlike any chocolates you'll get at the local convenience store.
Most of these are solid, the smaller ones. We have two different types of molds. They're all made in molds, and a lot of them you can fill from the bottom. Some you have to fill both halves and then slap it together real quick.
Now, Doran says the big difference about their chocolate is the quality. Chocolate from Painted Turtle has more cocoa and less sugar, and their mix of chocolate is made by chocolatiers. You can find more about this story and other CCX News stories on our website, ccxmedia.org.
While many local high school games and matches were washed out by the rain Wednesday, lacrosse teams, especially those with artificial turf fields, were able to get their games in. The Osseo-Park Center girls faced Elk River-Zimmerman at home. First half, OPC's Shania Coombs darts in front and scores with a low shot. And Karen Gutzweiler slips the defenders and sets up Riley Haug for another Crocs goal. But ERZ goes on a run. 8th grader Adria Kotzian scores to give her team a 6-3 lead. The Crocs cut the lead to 6-5 before halftime. Lariah Boone whistling a shot home there. A nice break by ERZ early in the second half. Elizabeth Olson passes to Kotzian and she finishes again. And it's Hallie Johnson scoring from the free position, and the Elks build an 11-7 lead. Coombs scores from the free position for OPC. She scores 4 times. The Crocs fall in this game 12-8. In the boys' game between those schools at Park Center, Elk River-Zimmerman won 9-6 over OPC. Talon Heath scored 4 goals for Elk River. The Maple Grove boys golf team is a defending state Class 3A champion, and with a lot of good golfers back, the Crimson hopes to be in the postseason mix once again. Here's Jason Malillo with more.
Maple Grove brings back all but one of its golfers that competed at the state meet last year, a group that brought the Crimson its first title in boys golf.
There's definitely an excitement about hoping to go back to state and hopefully play well there, and playing well throughout the year is really, really a goal of ours that we can see through this time.
It gives us a lot of confidence because we know that all of our scores are going to be a little better this year versus last year because we're all getting better over the offseason, and we're really excited because we think we have another chance of winning state this year.
Grove's run to last year's state title was truly a team effort, as 4 Crimson golfers placed in the top 20.
We started out, we didn't win our conference, but we won sections, and we won the sections pretty good, which is awesome. And I think from then on, we just stepped it up a notch. And for when we had our first day at state, and to have the kids come back and come back strong the way they did, and to shoot the scores the way they did was incredible.
Maple Grove will lean on its depth again this season, and the team will be challenged at several very good tournaments, which should better prepare the boys for the postseason.
You get put under a lot of pressure situations where you're playing with good golfers alongside yourself during the state tournament, and if you can really handle that pressure and shoot a good score, then I think it'll help you.
I know we're invited back to Tri-State, and we got invited out to an invite at Windsong, 2 big tournaments for state participants, and those will definitely be a good opportunity for us to hopefully compete well and at least see where we're at throughout the season.
Jason Malillo, CCX Sports.
Maple Grove is set to play in a conference tournament Monday at Keller Golf Course in Maplewood. Championships are up for grabs at the NCAA Women's Gymnastics meet this weekend. Several competitors spent many hours honing their skills at a local club as young gymnasts. 5 athletes who grew up as part of Champlin's Twin City Twisters Club are in team or individual competition. They include Maple Grove native Abby Brenner of the University of Michigan, Olivia Troutman and Maggie Nichols of Oklahoma, and Maddie Quarles and Maddie Carr of Denver. The championships are in Fort Worth, Texas, and can be seen on ESPN2 Friday and on ESPNU on Saturday. The first team semifinal, along with the first part of all-around and individual events, are at noon Friday. The second portion set for 6 o'clock that night. The team championship is Saturday evening. That's all for sports. More news in a moment.